Hello Internet, and today's going to be another book opinion. This time I'm going to be talking about Akata Warrior, the second book in the Akata Witch series by Nnedi Okorafor. So this book starts not long after the first book. It's been about a year, I believe, since Sunny has been a leopard person, has been a part of leopard society, and in this book we see the return of the great evil, that evil masquerade. What they did at the end of the first book was kind of just a dampener, we're slowing her down for a little bit, but now we're going to really face the big bad in this book. Now, in this book, it's again focused a lot in the beginning about just Sunny learning about different things. Sunny now has a mentor of her own, and she's confronted with a lot of issues. She's still dealing with the fact that she doesn't really feel a part of the leopard society quite yet, because she is counted as a free agent, and this really bothers her, and she doesn't really feel a part of this society in the way that most people would. And so she's been really trying hard. But there's also a lot of things going on in her personal life outside of the leopard community that it really has her wanting to use her powers a lot more often, and sometimes to her own detriment. One of the biggest things that I liked about this particular book is that in this series we see a lot of the importance of knowledge. Like I said, in the first book, this series has Leopard Society has the stipulation that the money that is used in Leopard Society can only be gained by the gain of knowledge. So the more that you learn, the more money that you have, because the moment you learn something new and something extraordinary, something new to you, like little money falls out of the sky, and depending on how important the knowledge was that you learned or how extraordinary it was, like this discovery for you personally, then the number of things that fall out of the sky and the value of them change depending on what you learn, right? So a lot of this has to do with knowledge, and being a leopard person has to do with knowledge and learning, and that has a lot to do with and that is shown a lot in how they decide to teach young leopard people with this sort of mentorship program where they tell you, oh hey, go do this thing, and it is up to you to figure out how to do this, because it's up to you to learn. You're not going to be spoon-fed everything, you're not going to be taught every step. They're just going to be there to guide you, because it is up to you to gain your own knowledge. So there's also this interesting correlation when it comes to Sunny's older brother, who is going to university, because he gets involved in university fraternities, which are horrible. I can't remember what the name is given here, but in these fraternities, knowledge isn't really valued or important. It's fraternities are a status symbol, and they're basically gangs, and if you join and you're handsome enough and you pass all their little tests and their beatings, then people will sign A's on all your grade cards, and you just get to be the high man of society. So it was really interesting to see that, which I have come to learn was once a part of Nigerian culture and Nigerian universities, and to see that compared to leopard society, where knowledge is actually valued, and that is the key factor. And for a leopard person, the idea of you not respecting knowledge, of you not wanting to gain knowledge by your own means, by your own learning, is just a foreign concept. It's so weird. It's why wouldn't you just learn by yourself? And to see this lamb society where people are only using the idea of knowledge as a status, that was really interesting to see. It was really confounding to see the importance of knowledge and the way different people value it, and especially since in the first book we're learning about the Black Hat serial killer and how he used his knowledge, and then we're learning about different people in the leopard society and how they're sort of corrupted it, and how they use their knowledge in ways that are unleopard like, and then we're seeing it in the case here. I also, like, there's also the other story where Sunny and her friends have to go to trying to find a way to end the masquerade who is threatening everybody, and they meet a bunch of different characters and interesting people along the way. I'm gonna say, like, if you don't like spiders, there's gonna be a scene in here that you're not gonna enjoy in the least bit, but like you'll get through it. She seems like a pretty cool person. But there's like a lot of stuff going on. I liked what Sunny was learning. I thought it was really interesting. Like, again, I like that Sunny is the chosen one, but at the same time, she doesn't feel like so above and beyond. You can really just tell that she's a young girl really trying her hardest, really trying to do what she needs to do to help her friends, to help her community, and everything like that. She can be impulsive, which gets her in a lot of trouble in this book, a lot of trouble, and like a lot of trouble. Her impulsivity, I don't know if that's a word, but it gets her in a bit of trouble, and stuff like that. So I like the character of Sunny because she gives you that main character chosen one vibe, but not in the same stereotypical way that you see it every time, where you're always like, yeah, they're gonna win the day, nothing's ever gonna go wrong. Because in the case of Sunny, she is powerful. You know, yes, you're gonna do it, you're gonna accomplish your goal at the end, but you also know it's gonna be a hard journey because she's pretty new at this. She doesn't know everything. She sometimes has flaws like being impulsive, that really get in her own way. Another thing that I really like, that's just kind of it's not like a big thing, but it is a thing that I acknowledge as being really nice, is that when it comes to Sunny and her friends, not only do her friends have their own personalities, but her friends really feel like other teenagers as well. And sometimes they have like simple problems. Like Nim keeps playing with boys. Like Nim likes to play with boys, and she likes to like pit them against each other because she's just like this beautiful, graceful teenage girl. I also like the different body shapes and types that are described when you talking about Sunny versus talking about Nim, and like how you really get the sense like there's more than one type of person. A lot of times in stories like this, or like in this age range, not like this necessarily, it feels like characters are just photocopies of each other, and when they're described, they're not described in distinctive ways that you can picture them different. They kind of feel like dolls, okay? Like, you know how all dolls have the exact same height, they have the exact same body type, it's the exact same, but they might have one or two different personality traits depending on like what marketing is saying. It did not feel like that. Some books it does. Some books it feels like no matter what, you don't really get a feel for what this character would appear like compared to other characters. Here you really get a distinctive feel. Oh, Sunny looks like this compared to Nim. Sunny looks like this compared to this boy. Like, you get a feel for the presence of them as well as their personality, which is something that I appreciate because I like having that visual, because like, if you are not explicit in how your characters are meant to be seen, then I got nothing to go off of, because Lord knows that sometimes, like, I can come up with stuff. I do think I have an imagination, but like picturing stuff, like creating the actual picture in my head, is something that's really hard. I can come up with ideas all day long, but actually picturing a character in my head, frustrating as hell, especially if you don't give me a lot to go on. You kind of have to like give me a whole character description so I can know what I'm looking for. So this book is a good follow-up. I did like it. I think the pacing for the ending of this one was a lot better. For the ending of the villain, it really felt something like we were moving towards the whole entire time, while in the first book it felt like, oh, Sunny's just learning and all of a sudden she has to go fight a serial killer. In this, she is learning, but one of the main reasons why she's trying to learn so quickly and learn so much as she can is because she knows she has to prepare for this final battle. That doesn't mean like that consumes her whole life in this book. We definitely have scenes, like I said, the scene with the brothers, some scenes where she gets herself in trouble that are separated from that. And we really do get to see Sunny as Sunny, right? And as this chosen one character, because there's a lot of special things that happen just to her that make her like definitive chosen one, the special one, but at the same time she's humanized so she doesn't feel like she's becoming OP or so out there. The other characters are really great main characters. They feel like main characters even though it's told from Sunny's perspective. They don't feel like just random side characters, so you also get a feel for them, and when you're watching them and their interactions, you never feel like Sunny's somehow going to leave them behind, even if she did know all about Leopard Society, because in and of themselves her friends have great personalities and great characteristics that really bring a lot to the team. Like, they have some flaws too that are pretty bad, and you're just like, I'm wondering about you, but you can also see how her friends aren't just there to be like, here's Sunny's friends, but they're there to be a part of a team, a part of a group with Sunny as her equals. And that is what I like. I like seeing that, because a lot of times when we have like side characters or side main characters that aren't just the one who is like the main focus within the narration of the book, they can sometimes feel like cheerleaders on the sidelines for the chosen one. Here, you really felt them participate along with the story as well. So I did like that. If you have read this book and you have any thoughts, comment down below, let me know. But that is it for this. So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue to see more, click all those bunnies down below, and goodbye, internet.